Right, how's that? Still chopping the top of my head off. Like, what? Am I this tall or what is going on? Let's formally introduce this video. Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. This is possibly going to be the first video. I think it will be the first video I upload in a really long time. Right, so let's get into it. So this is, like I say, this is going to be a Q&A with me. So yeah, thumbnail. The first question to answer, I mentioned in one of my Instagram posts last week that I haven't been particularly well recently, and I just thought I'd fill you in because it probably seems like I've been off the ship for ages. What happened was I was off on study leave, and I was off on study leave doing my chief mate's license. So in the UK, you have to go back to like school, college, maritime college to do your exams for your chief mate's unlimited license, and my master's 3,000 gross ton. I passed my oral unlimited chief mate's exam on the 4th of March 2025, so a couple of months ago, and honestly, like, what a day. Yeah, like the nerves you feel for that exam, any oral exam that you do in this industry is wow. Like, it was, I couldn't even speak, I could speak because I passed my exam, but I felt like my voice sounded weird like the whole way through that exam, and my exam was like an hour and a half. So yeah, like, it was a long exam. I was put through my paces for sure, but yeah, so that was on the 4th of March 2025. Let me try and get these timings right. And I went back to sea on the 6th of March. I flew on the 6th of March, and I flew to Buenos Aires, and then I changed and flew to Ushuaia, and I joined in Ushuaia. I joined on a ship called Fridtjof Nansen. So as you guys know that have followed me for a while, I've been working for the past 2 years on a ship called MS Maud. However, she was then taken out of the fleet I was working in. So for me, like, it was quite I have to say it was a whirlwind week actually. Like, the few days before, my exam was on a Tuesday, and as you can imagine, like, the days before that exam, like, you can't really sleep properly. I wasn't eating properly. I was really nervous and like really stressed. I knew I had done enough, but unfortunately, with the oral exams in the UK, it's a little bit of luck on the day as well. Like, you can prepare and you can prepare and you can prepare, but a little bit of it is luck on the day. And probably people won't like me saying that, but I'm sorry, like, it's true. Like, I'm here for honesty, so that is the truth. It is a little bit of luck on the day. And also, it's like how well you hold your nerve under pressure, and like, luckily I'm quite good at that, but you know, some people can know everything under the sun and they crumble under the pressure of the exam. So anyway, what I'm getting at, before this video is like a million years long, is that like the beginning of that week, leading up to that week, it was a lot of high stress. And then on the Thursday morning, I got up and I left to go to the airport, and I flew from Heathrow, and like I say, I then got on a 13-hour flight to Buenos Aires. I then had to change and then got a 4-hour flight to Ushuaia. I then had a night in Ushuaia, and I went on board. And I think, to be honest, it was a lot in 1 week, and I needed to go back to work. Like, that's the way, like, the cookie crumbles. Like, I had to go back to work. I think anyone after an exam like that, and a study period like I had 5 months of, I studied every single day for 5 months, and I was doing minimum 8 hours a day. Like, gone from like one high stress situation past, had like the most elated feeling, to then going back to work, and it was a new ship for me, a new ship with new people, and I was in a new operating area. I had never been to Antarctica before, so for me it was like another high stress situation. And I'm not for 1 minute blaming like anyone, that's how it is, and I wouldn't change it, because I loved that the short time I had on board before, unfortunately, I fell ill, but I had such a good time, and I can't wait to go back. Like, I'm already like, oh my God, get me back on board that ship. Like, it was just so good. Antarctica is just unbelievable. Like, that is just, like, everywhere I looked, I was like, oh my God. Like, it was just no words can actually describe what Antarctica is like. It's so amazing. I felt like I was on a different planet. Like everywhere you looked, there was whales. Like you literally would just look out a window and there'd be a whale there. Like you didn't actually have to look for them, if you know what I mean. They were just there. It'd be like walking outside and seeing a car. Like you have to look for a car. You see a car every time you go outside, you know. It's like that type of vibe. Oh, it was just, sorry, I'm talking really fast, but I just get excited when I talk about work. What I'm trying to say is that whole week, then with like connected to my first 10 days on board where I was in handover period learning a new ship, like I say, it was just a lot. I think all in all that put a lot of stress on me, and I am someone that, like, I do cope in high stressful situations, but am I still filming? Yeah, but it was hard, it was a lot. Anyway, fast forward 5 weeks, I'd been on board 5 weeks, I started getting this really like a sharp pain in my side, and to be honest with you, like TMI, but I thought it was like my time of the month, like I thought I was coming on, and anyway, turns out I wasn't, and the pain persisted. Is that the right word? Persisted? Yeah, I think. The pain stayed for like 3 days, and I said to the safety officer at the time, I just said, oh, can you like just sit on the bridge and cover me? I was on watch, and I went to the hospital, like the hospital on board, and because we are a passenger ship and we have over 100 people on board, we carry a ship's doctor, we have 2 nurses, we have a full like extensive hospital area. So I went down there, and within, I'm not even kidding, within 5 minutes I was hooked up to an IV drip. I had like cannula in my wrist, like a lot was going on. And I was like, oh goodness, okay. So I had just said to the safety officer on the bridge, I'll be back in 10 minutes. No. Basically, 1 week later, I was still on board at this point because we were down in like Antarctica, Falklands, that I couldn't get off. But I was like, I really wasn't very well. Like, and it was nothing it was nothing life-threatening, anything like that. The ship were amazing, like genuinely. The doctors and the nurses, all the doctors and the nurses that I've worked with in my company are just like, I genuinely don't know how they do it. Put it that way. Like, I don't know how they do it. With also being so nice. I think that they're just lovely, and they're so good at what they do, and they made me feel like so looked after, so cared for. I really understood everything that they were doing. The process, honestly, so good. Anyway, so yeah, cut forward a week of being on board. We were coming into Buenos Aires, and the ship was about to disembark all its passengers for 2 weeks while it sails over the Atlantic. And it was like, you know, we can't keep you on board just for the safety of like yourself, you know, you can't stay on board for the transat. Obviously help can be quite up to like 5 days away, so if something goes wrong, seriously, like you won't be able to get off easily. So the decision was made to medically disembark me. So I got medically disembarked in Buenos Aires, and I flew home to Southampton. I was absolutely fine to fly. It was nothing like that. Like I said, it was nothing life-threatening. So I flew home, and I've been seeing specialists basically ever since I got back. And I got back on it was like 2 days after my birthday, or I got back on the 7th of April, and my birthday was the 3rd of April. So yeah, that was pretty rubbish, having a birthday. Like, having a birthday on board is absolutely fine if you just kind of get on with your job, and it's fine. Like, obviously it's not the same as having a birthday at home when you can go out celebrating with all your friends and family and you have your loved ones around you. But it was like, I'd have no problem with having my birthday on board. However, being like in my cabin, not feeling very well, knowing that I was flying home a couple of days later, I think on that day I was actually confirmed that I was being medically disembarked. I also feel like, I don't know whether anyone else gets this, like in seafaring or in whatever job you work at, but I really get that when I can't work, when I'm supposed to be working, I feel really just useless. I just felt so useless, and I almost, like, that week being on board where I couldn't work but I was on board, that was worse than when I was home, because at least when I'm home I'm like, well, unfortunately I'm in the hands of the doctors now, like it all is up to them. I can't fast forward what they're doing. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm having a lot of treatment at home. I am fine though, without going into too much detail. Something is wrong with my stomach. It's okay. I'm not like in any way, it's not life-threatening. It's getting sorted. Let's go through some of these questions that was a really long way of answering that one, so I'm sorry. Maybe I would have cut that down a little bit. Where is your dream destination to pilot a ship to? Oh, to be honest with you, like, I would just love to end up being a Southampton pilot. Like, I really would. Like, ultimately, I do want to have a family at one day. And that's also another question. Do I want to have a family? Yes, ultimately I do one day. I'm not in any rush though. So being able to like become a pilot in Southampton and bring in the biggest cruise ships, like, I know that takes a lot of work, but that's definitely like something that I kind of look up to. So yeah, I don't know where is like my dream destination. I suppose like you could kind of twist that question and say, where's my dream destination to travel to on a ship? It would have been Antarctica for sure. Like, I've always wanted to go there, and it lived up to expectations for sure. The only thing I would say that I kind of miss in like working for the company that I work for is that we don't go anywhere hot, and I really love the sun. Like, it's weird because when I was younger, I actually hated being hot. Like, I hated the feeling of having like, of being too hot. Whereas now I'm like, get me in the sunshine. Just wanted to say, hope you're doing well and that your fake account stops soon for you. Oh, that's very kind. Like, honestly, that is very kind. The fake accounts are relentless. And if you're watching this and you make fake accounts of me, honestly, like, what are you doing? It's just, like, it's boring at this point. Someone's put, will you keep showing your days on Instagram? Thank you. Oh, that's very kind. Here you go. How long do you stay on the ship? So I used to work 4 weeks on, 4 weeks off, or it was 4 to 6 weeks on, 4 to 6 weeks off. And so now I do more 6 to 8 weeks on, 6 to 8 weeks off. So let's just call it 2 months. 2 months on, 2 months off. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I do not have a boyfriend. However, I can you say seeing somebody? I'm seeing someone. Where are you travelling to now? Nowhere, I'm at home. When I go back on board though, I will be joining in, I'm pretty sure I either join in Reykjavik in Iceland and we sail to Greenland, or I join in Greenland, in Nuuk. I can't remember which one, I need to check that, but I'm not going until the end of July, so yeah. Do you enjoy wearing your uniform? Yeah, I do. Like, uniform's a weird one, isn't it? Because, like, I do enjoy wearing my uniform because, like, I've worked hard to achieve my, like, licence. So, yeah, I enjoy it in that sense. I'm proud of it. But, like, no uniform is comfy, you know? Like, no, it's just, I would much rather sit on the bridge and wear, like, a normal t-shirt just for, like, comfort. But in terms of, do I feel like I feel more professional in uniform, and I do believe that people do feel more professional when they wear uniform, and like when you put your uniform on, you kind of get into that like study work mindset. And I do feel like, do you know that when you went to school, let's bring it back to school. I went to a school in which you wore uniform every day to school, and I know that around the world like that's different for different countries, but in the UK we wear uniform every single day. However, sometimes, occasionally, they'd give us what was called a non-school uniform day, and sometimes it was on a Friday, like it was part of a long weekend or something. And the stress I used to have to get, like, to look cool, whatever cool was, for this non-school uniform day, wow, proper stress. So, one, I can't imagine having that at work. Like, I just don't need the stress. Like, you get up, you put your uniform on, it takes 5 minutes, you don't have to think about it, you know what you're putting on, it's done, sorted. I also felt when I had these non-school uniforms days at schools, I felt like I didn't work as hard on those days. I was never very academic in school, but I definitely worked less on the days where it was non-school uniform, because it felt like you were just like, I don't know, I can't explain it, but yeah, so in that sense, I fully agree with uniform and in the workplace. I think it's really important, especially in the career that I'm in. Same with like the airline industry. They should also, I believe, wear uniform. They do, I know they do, but I'm just saying I agree with it. I know many people don't agree with it, and that's up to you. How long will it take to be the captain? Whew, wow. I would need to be the captain on the ship I'm on now, because it's over 3,000 gross ton. I would need my master's unlimited license. So we're looking at another 2 years before I can even like sit that license, like do that license. Like for me, I really rely on experience. Like I think that just because I have my chief mate's unlimited license, or like when I pass my stability exam, that's another whole issue. I keep failing the SQA stability exam. It's so hard. Like, why do they make them so hard? Anyway, again, if you're not British and don't know what that means, you're not going to be, you're not going to get it, but trust me, it's so hard. Just because I've got my chief mate's unlimited, does it mean that I'm like ready to be a chief officer? No. Like, it comes down to experience. Like, as much as I could do it, like I know all the theory behind it, and I feel like I could do it, I would need a hell of a lot of like help, you know, at this current stage. And that's just me being completely honest. Like, I don't think you just get your license and you're really good at it. Like, when I passed my officer of the watch license, I didn't walk straight into my first ship and thought I could be like the best third officer or second officer, whatever it was I joined at. You're not going to walk in and know everything, because every ship is so different. Like, even then, when I went on board Nansen on the 6th of March, because it was a new ship to what I was used to, I felt like a cadet again for the first like 3-4 days. You're just kind of getting used to the ship, and that's a very normal feeling. But obviously the more experience you've got in that rank or at ranks below leading up to that moment, the more you can like pull on those experiences and learn that ship quicker. That's what so like normally like in the past, obviously when I first joined my first ship, let's say I kind of like after 3 weeks I was like, okay, I'm getting it now. Whereas now it takes me like 3-4 days and I'm like, right, got it. Like, how long have you been in navigation? Well, I started my training in January 2019. So what year are we in now? 2025. So 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. 6 and a bit. Do you drive the same ship? Like, no. Obviously we've just discussed that. The fact that like Maud is different to Nansen. In terms of the controls though, they're very similar. Like bow thrusters, azipod drive, 360 azipods at the back, like actually the azipulls, but you know. How many destinations have you visited in Norway? Wow. That would take me ages to figure out, but a lot, really a lot. I've sailed right from the south, basically right to the north. So yeah, and I still love Norway. Love. Can you talk a little bit about ship stability and usage on a daily basis? Yeah, ship stability goes on for a really, it's a massive topic, huge. So if we start talking about that, we will be here for ages. But that is what I'm about to do after this. I'm about to continue with my studying for ship stability because I have my exam coming in July. I love your vibe. It would be amazing to have a drink with you. Thanks. Do you know if Hurtigruten are accepting any Norwegian cadets this year? Oh, I honestly wouldn't know that. I know we have a Norwegian cadet at the moment on my ship. I'm pretty sure there's cadets on the other vessels too. I don't like the other vessels that we have, but I'm not sure if they're like taking more or when they take them. I'm not sure. So yeah, like you'd have to. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that one. I don't work in the office, so I don't know that. Arctic Norway rather than the sun. I'm guessing what you mean is like winter in Norway. Wait, what do you mean? Arctic Norway or rather the sun? Oh, do I prefer like the winter or summer, I guess is what you mean. The summer in North Norway, when you have 24-hour sun, wow. Midnight, they call it midnight sun. It's just amazing. And the 4 a.m. watch or the 12 midnight watch, the watches when it's normally dark become just like the best thing ever because you're like getting up and it's sunny and you can put your sunglasses on at 2 in the morning. Like it's so good, love it. However, it's still not hot. So like I love the midnight sun, I really do. The same with Antarctica when you have like midnight sun, it's just beautiful. But I like going outside and being in the sunshine. What do you think about pirates? Some people's questions are so bizarre. What do you think about pirates, old and modern? I think that obviously some areas of the world that like where like pirates are very common, but like there's dangers of pirates. Yeah, like that's really scary, and I feel quite like lucky that I don't sail in those areas, because that's really scary. And the stories that I hear, I like see on LinkedIn or of where like seafarers being like taken hostage. I mean, even to this day, like people don't think pirates are real, like they absolutely are. And that is, yeah, like there needs to be more awareness, definitely, talked about that subject, because it's happening all the time, and like it's not on the news, like we don't hear about it. And I just think like why are seafarers like pushed to the side, and it's almost like people don't care about the massive industry that is like bringing in all their goods around the world and taking people on cruises or whatever it is. Like anyway, that's a whole nother topic, we won't go into it. But to like lighten the topic up, unless they look like Captain Jack Sparrow, not interested. Don't need pirates. What do you think of the Titanic? Interesting to have a view from British seafarer. And obviously I was not alive when the Titanic left Southampton and unfortunately struck an iceberg, sank and killed like many people. Like many people lost their lives in that like awful tragedy. So like for that aspect it's really sad, but in terms of the learning outcomes that it's given to our industry, in terms of like SOLAS, like the safety of life at sea that we now have because of that happening, like obviously for that reason, like something very good and something that has like instilled a lot of regulations and made our industry a lot safer has come with something so bad. So yeah, like, but do you know it was actually an iceberg from Greenland that the Titanic struck before she sank? But anyway, that's all I'll really say on that one. How is the new vessel compared to Maud? Oh, I just will always have like a special place in my heart for MS Maud, who is now, she's now known as MS Midnight Soul, and she is sailing the Norwegian coast under the Hurtigruten Norway route, which she was just like, I started my career at Hurtigruten on board her, so yeah. She'll always hold a special place. Like my parents have cruised with me on her. My sister came on board when we were alongside in Tilbury in London once, and she came on the bridge, and it was really amazing to be able to like show my family where I work. My grandparents also came and cruised with us. Yeah, I feel like my career on Maud, the first like year and 8 months, let's say, of my career in Hurtigruten, I really learned so much, and I went from being somebody that I would say I was quite nervous, I just like gained this license and I had used it, but like I don't know, I gained a lot of confidence working at HX, and a lot of that was because of the ship I was on, Maud, and like the captains being so lovely and the people on board being so just, yeah, it was a really lovely environment to work in. And if you've not, the people that have been on Maud can like vouch for that, because it just was special. Like it was a special environment on board that ship. But so yeah, in that sense, it was a little bit sad that she went back to the coast and we lost her out of HX fleet. So, what do I think of Nansen? Great. Also really like, I also love it. I think the thing is I love my job. So it doesn't really matter for me like what ship I'm on, I still love my job. But actually that's not true, because there is a saying, and I fully stand by it, you can be on the, let me get this right, you can be on the worst ship in the world with the best crew and you'll have the best like working experience, or you could be on the best ship in the world with the worst crew and have the worst experience. And I've definitely experienced that. Like my second job qualified, I spent 8 weeks at Royal Caribbean, and I can't like sit here and say negative things about the whole of the Royal Caribbean fleet. Like I've been on one ship. However, the one ship I was on, the experience I had, I was on board a ship of, okay, like there wasn't, it wasn't anyone individual. Like, no one was horrible. Like, everyone was lovely. It was nothing to do with like individuals, but the working environment on board that ship was unbearable. Like, unbearable. I was on board 8 weeks and I resigned, and for me, I resigned for many reasons, and it's nothing, like, this probably isn't like fleet-wide, but on the particular ship I was on, like, it just wasn't a good environment. Like, it really, really wasn't. And it wasn't just me that was saying that. Like, a lot of people said the same and had the same opinion as me. I was not like, there was 400, no, my goodness, there was like 4,500 people on board, and I was so lonely. Now tell me how that can be. Tell me how you can be on board a ship with 4,500 people and feel the loneliest you've ever felt in your life. Like, I felt so lonely on there, and I genuinely had to consider my career choices. I thought, have I really just trained and worked my arse off for 3.5 years to come on board a ship? Like, I thought it was like my dream company, and to go on board and be that unhappy, like, it would just, yeah, it wasn't for me. That company wasn't for me. With HX, I've just not had that experience. It's been great, and Nansen is just like full of beans. It's a full of energy, full of life ship. The people I've worked with so far have just been fantastic. Everyone is really willing to help you, and like, you will always have questions the whole way through your career, and I think it's very normal to have questions, and I think you should champion like asking questions, and I feel like I can always ask questions and ask for help, and no one's ever going to judge me, and it's just like a really great environment to like work in, but also to continue to learn in. It's just great. What's your favourite Harry Potter potion? Random, but good question. The love one. I can have a bit of that. Application for HX, they've tried. How do they do it? Okay, so HX, they advertise their job positions online. So if you just go onto their website and like go in their career section, you'll see like what jobs are being advertised there. So obviously when one comes up that suits like your CV, yeah, then apply online. Can I become a deck officer if I get seasick and can't swim? I have phobia of water and drowning. Oof, okay. You absolutely can become a deck officer if you have, if you get seasick. However, it just probably won't be very nice. Like, saying that, there are like, you can wear bands that will help with seasickness. You can take tablets, so you can do that. But like, for me, I'm really lucky. I've never struggled with that. To have a phobia and you can't, like, to say you can't swim, like that's a little bit different, because you need to do you need to like go in the pool and do your personal survival training, but to get as part of your STCW, you need to have before you go on any ship in any position. So you don't have to be the best swimmer. You do not need to be an Olympic swimmer at all, but you need to be able to swim a little bit, like hold yourself above the water, be able to kind of tread water a bit, be able to, yeah, like that's, however, you will be wearing a life jacket, but still, it's just like, I would say to have very minimal swimming technique is like what is minimally required. Any dangerous things you often see happening on board? I saw a leopard seal eat a penguin. That was pretty gross, but pretty cool at the same time. Where will you be cruising this summer? So, like I said, I join in either Reykjavik or Nuuk. Need to check. Nuuk is in Greenland, for those of you that don't know, on the west side. We then sail Greenland. So I will be sailing Greenland. We do the Northwest Passage, and I will finish my 2 months on board in Alaska, which I'm so excited for. Like, so excited for. Never been there. Can't wait to cruise there. Can't wait to like plan passages there. Can't wait to see all the wildlife. Just, yeah. Really excited for that. What would you say to someone, okay, last question, because this is going on for too long. What would you say to someone who would like to join the Merchant Navy, but is a stranger to that world? Oh, what a good time. Pause. Sorry, I'm back. I had a phone call. but quite an exciting phone call. I won't go into it yet, but maybe I'll fill you in a couple of videos time. What are we saying? What advice would I give to someone that wants to join the Merchant Navy? I mean, I know I say this all the time, like all over my Instagram, I'm the biggest advocate for it, but just go for it. Like, honestly, just go for it. Like, it was single-handedly the best decision I've ever made. Like, really. And it was hard. Like, it was so hard. Like, the training, the cadetship, even now, like coming back and doing like 5 months of study leave, every single day studying. And then I went back on board and everyone was like, oh, how was your leave? Like, as if I've just had this like holiday. And I was like, are you joking? I've had 5 weeks of hell. Like, it was hell. But 5 months even of hell. But honestly, it is the best career. It does take a very strong person, I have to say, to work at sea. Like, it really does. Like, you will miss birthdays, weddings, funerals. However, I wouldn't trade it for anything at this current moment. Like, going away is hard. It is. Going away from my family, my friends, my loved ones, it's really difficult. But the job is so rewarding. And every day is so varied, and I've literally got 4 minutes left of battery, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. Every day is so varied. I never get bored at work, ever. Like, ever. I get to travel the world for free. I get paid to travel the world. Like, what? Yeah. I've seen icebergs bigger than, like, IKEA buildings. Like, it's just an incredible career. It really is. And, like, whatever part of the industry you choose to go into within the Merchant Navy, and the Merchant Navy is not just cruise, it's cruise, it's cargo, it's oil tankers, it's container ships, it's bulk carriers, it's super yachts, it's tugs, it's pilots, it's like, there's so many areas of the Merchant Navy that you can go into, and you're just part of this like big working machine. So, and also the people that work on shoreside, like the people in our head offices, the people coordinating the ships in the VTSs around the world. Like, it's just all, it's just an amazing career, and you learn so much. And the fact that I'm a ship's bridge navigation officer, but I also am trained in firefighting, I'm trained in medical first aid, like I'm trained in life saving, I'm trained in launching lifeboats, I'm trained in navigation, in stability, in driving and navigating and manoeuvring a ship. Like, it's just bonkers. Like, your skill level goes from what I thought was possible to what actually I now know that I'm like capable of as well. Like, I'm so proud of myself for where I've come in the last 5 years, and I can only just be like that more excited for what is to come in the next 5 years. And that is simply because I chose this career. I'm talking really fast because I've got 2 minutes left and my battery is flashing. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope it's not too long. I'm going to cut it down and see what I can like make out of this. And yeah, anyway, thank you so much for like sticking to the end, and I will catch you all in my next one. Bye guys.